So here we are, Year 12s. We're going to look at finding the area of a triangle today. Now, from your knowledge from like Year 9 and Year 10, can anyone tell me the general formula for the area of a triangle?
Base times height.
That's close. Yep. Half base times height.
That's what I mean.
Now, there's a little bit of a problem with this formula, and the problem is, what do you do when you don't know what the height is? Because not all triangles are drawn in a way where you can easily find the height, like this triangle, for instance. Okay, the base and the height of this triangle aren't at 90 degrees, so you can't tell which is your base, which is your height. Alright, so we also have another formula that we introduced in Year 12, and this is also for the area of a triangle, but this works for any triangle, even a triangle where you don't know the base or the height. So this one is a half AB times sine angle C. Alright, and that works for a triangle where we know two of the sides, A and B, and then we know the angle of the angle joining those. So that one there we'd call C, and that's a capital C, the other two are lowercase. Alright, so that formula works in that situation. Okay, so that applying it to a problem is exactly the same as when you did one in Year 9 or 10. You're just writing out the formula, putting in the numbers. So at this example here, we've got a triangle with sides of 8 and 15 with an angle joining it of 112. So first things first, write out the formula. A equals a half AB sine C. And I think it's a really good habit for you to do that, particularly just to reinforce simple algebra skills like substituting. Okay, so underneath, we'll write out numbers in a second, but I'll just label my triangle. I'll call this side A, this side B, and that angle there I'll call C. Just so that I know what number I'm putting instead of what letter. So let's write it out. We've got a half times what number? 8 times 15 times sine of what angle? 112. Okay, and you don't write times 112, that's what sine's working out. Okay, so in your calculator, just make sure you're in degrees mode as well, and I'll go over that with you in a minute. So you go 0.5 times 8 times 15 times sine 112 in a second. Okay, so that gives me a side length for side C, or sorry, an angle, an area of 55.6 centimetres squared. So remember to put in your unit, centimetres squared, and other than that, it's exactly the same as how you'd do this problem as a Year 10. It's just that you've got a triangle that doesn't have a given height or base. You just have two sides and an angle. Alright? So just thinking about that a little bit, if you had a triangle like this, where you had 50 degrees, 70 degrees, and 60 degrees, and say if you were given these two sides here, okay, what angle would you use for your formula? 50, 60 or 70? 50, okay, because that's the angle joining those two sides. Alright? Okay, if you want to